She won't stop peeping. It's not even sunny out for you to keep peeping for. Hey! Sorry guys. She is a zebra finch and she's at least 8 years old, and of course I just press record and she starts peeping. Luckily she doesn't have a really loud voice. Just wondering if I should cover her up. Should I cover you up? Should I cover you up? If you notice when I start talking, like she stops. Are you gonna, if I keep talking, are you going to stop? Or are you going to, and now my dog's chewing a bone. So we wait. I think I will cover the bird and wait till the dog finishes his bone to start. Well, this is going to be a process.
Hi everyone, welcome to Knottyyarnies. My name is Barb and today is Friday, June 11th. What? June 11th. This is crazy. We're almost halfway done the year. Halfway done the year. We're under 200 days. Cover your ears before Christmas. Under 200 days until Christmas. I don't even know where the year's going. I come to you from Ontario, Canada. I'm about an hour and a little bit outside our capital city of Ottawa. I like to say that every once in a while. I covered my bird up. I probably left in the part, just fast forward really quick so you heard her talking to me for a little bit. My dog's still chewing his bone, unfortunately, but I don't think it'll last very long. So it is National Pride Month, as you're probably all aware by now. So happy Pride Month, everyone. It's also today, so on June 11th, Friday, is National German Chocolate Cake Day and Corn on the Cob Day. I'm not a cake eater or a chocolate eater, but a corn on the cob sounds really lovely, smothered in butter with some pink Himalayan salt on it. Yum. Been a couple years because I'm keto, so I really don't eat corn, but it sounds heavenly to me. Also, if you're watching on Saturday, June 12th, I just thought it was a fun detail. It is National Jerky Day today, or Peanut Butter Cookie Day. So if you're watching Saturday, maybe make some homemade peanut butter cookies, or go purchase some, or just grab some out of your cupboard if you have some. Peanut Butter Cookie Day. Yum. Beef Jerky Day. Maybe we'll have to make some beef jerky, my son and I. He bought a great jerky maker from Cabela's. Yum. Makes awesome turkey. Wow, this is going to be a funny episode. It makes some awesome jerky. First of all, I don't have this in my notes, but I want to thank each and every one of you. I have that part written down in my notes. So thanking each and every one of you that took the time to watch, to click like, and to especially comment on my last week's video. It made my week. It helped me heal so much more than I could tell you, so much more that I could explain. It just helped my heart heal so much, and I feel today like almost like a breath of fresh air. Like it's been 3 weeks today. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we had to suddenly put my border collie Bruce down 3 weeks ago today, and it was a rough couple weeks, and we're just, I think, just getting it back, you know, to be normal and not cry at the drop of a hat when I see pictures of a border collie or a puppy at that or anything. So I'm just, yeah, I'm getting there, guys, but I think I'm good now. Our lockdown 2 today in Ontario is in stage 1, so we're no longer on where we could only buy essentials, things like cleaning supplies, and we could only buy food, cleaning supplies, pet supplies, and medications, and that was it. So we're out of lockdown, so Friday's our normal grocery day here, and we probably will still go, but it's going to be a crazy house, and there's probably going to be a lineup. I'm not looking forward to that at all. Also this Tuesday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 more days, and this girl is fully immune, as much as can be, because I had my second shot. It'll be 2 weeks that day. So I cannot wait. So my plan is the day after is to go to my mom's place and play some dice or just sit and chat or do whatever. So I can't wait. So bring that day on. 4 days and counting, but it won't be till the following day, Wednesday. Just because it was like at night. I'm sure that 12 hours isn't going to make a difference, but I'll wait till Wednesday just to make sure it's all official. Okay, so got all that kind of jazz out of the way. Normally I just get right into the knitting stuff. Just thought I'd take a couple minutes and talk about all that stuff. On Myrtle today. Myrtle's my mannequin. She is wearing the hashtag 1Cal collab sweater that I'm making. I don't remember the yarn. I'll try to remember to put it in the box down there. It is not done. As you can see, there's strings hanging from her here. There's still the stitch marker showing the front from the inside. So this is the right side, so that I know what's the right side. I still have the sleeves. I have some trimming to do, and I have some extension on the bottom part to do because it's like a belly button shirt on me so far. It just goes to like a little below my belly button, and I'm too old for that. So that's what Myrtle's wearing. I'm wearing my test crochet from Kayla Osborne. It's not released yet. It should be out by the end of June. It's using Wool Like from Michaels, Loops and Thread Wool Like. Beautiful yarn. It's nice and soft. This is a fingering weight yarn, but it's actually more like almost lace weight. Like it's so fine, so it's nice and light. And then I trimmed all the trimming areas, and at the bottom too with this dark chocolate brown color. This is called pink. What is it called? Pink Sunset. I know it's not pink. Hers is very pink, and it's really unusual that mine's not pink, but I wanted some fallish color items in my wardrobe, and this is pretty bright, so I figured that was a good summer one. And yeah, my last one I made was pink that I tested for her, so I figured I would make something totally out of my comfort zone, but at the same time I really like it. I really, really love how it turned out. I haven't even blocked it yet. It's kind of, yeah, you can see it kind of all wrinkly here. I'll try to, I don't know if it'll block out because Wool Like has no wool in it, so I don't remember what it has in it. But yeah, it's really comfortable, and it's light and airy, and it's not see-through. I don't think you could really see through it. I have a tank top underneath anyway, if you could. Now, into the FOs. As you've probably seen, because if I remember to put down, this is my podcast number 30. Number 30. I have a lot more videos out there than 30. I probably have over 100 by now. But when I started to do podcasts, I started numbering those. And this is number 30. And this is an FO party. Finished objects. That's what I did all week. I don't have one whip. Not one. So if you like watching just for whips, this one's not for you, because this one is a finished object parade. Let's call it an FO parade, because that's what it really is, truly. I've got lots of FOs. So my first FO is made with the Ross hat pattern. The only thing I changed with that pattern, I always do 2x2 rib. I just find it easier for counting the ribbing. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then I know, and I go 1, 2, it's a knit, knit, and purl, and 3, 4 is a purl, purl. This is a free pattern on his website, smellslikeyarn.com, I believe. I think it's smellslikeyarn.com. And so I did the number 4 weight version. There's a fingering, so a super fine. There's a DK, which is light, number 3. There's the number 4 medium, which is worsted weight. And then there's a 5 bulky weight. So I did a hat for Pride Month. Look at that, guys, right from the purple and the indigo and the blue and green, yellow, orange, and then red lastly. I don't even know how I planned it out so perfectly for it to just gradiate from the bottom. It starts at the bottom and works up. I used a 4.5 millimeter set of Addy Rocket Squared on a 16-inch needle, or not needle, a 16-inch cord. The cord itself is only actually 8 inches. My needles are 4 inches each, so that equals 16 inches. And I used Red Heart Super Saver. I have these ones that are striped. I almost call them gradients as well. I don't remember the colorways. I'm sorry. If anybody wants to know, just ask away and I'll let you know what the colorways were. So the purple, blue, green, yellow were in one ball. And I knew the way the color of the rainbow went. So what I did was I started on the end that I knew they were gonna just continue on, starting from the purple. And then after I did the yellow, I cut it, and then I had a different ball that had all different colors in it. So it actually started with yellow, but I didn't need the yellow because I used the yellow from the first ball. And so I just used it for the orange and then the red. And then I think after the red was other tones of oranges and pinks and things, and then it gradiated to eventually a purple. But I didn't need that, so I did this. And I'll tell you why in a little bit, why I wanted to have this hat as well. So I haven't tried this on, so hopefully it fits me. Oh my goodness, yes it does. So there we go. Love a comfy, I would call this a beanie. I might check to see if I've got a pom-pom. I was also thinking of making a rainbow pom-pom. I'm just not sure what I'm going to finish with it yet. Just finished this 2 nights ago. So that again is the Ross hat pattern on smellslikeyarn.com. That's my first FO. My next FO is a test knit that I did. It's finished as much as it can be for now because I have not blocked it. I used my hand-dyed wool, and I don't know what your rules are about hand dyeing or blocking, but I did the weave and Steven method for this shawl. So all the ends are already weaving in. All the ends are woven in, and I don't cut them though, because when I go to block them, it's going to stretch somewhat. I wanted to open up a little bit to show off the lace work. So I know that when I go to stretch it a little bit, that where I did the weave and Steven is going to stretch a little bit. So it's going to take some of those ends that I haven't cut yet, kind of pull it. I don't even know how to explain it. Sorry. But yeah, it's best just to leave a little bit of an end and then cut them off after you're done blocking. Or when you're blocking and you block it all out, you could trim it all off then. That's a long way of me telling you that my ends aren't woven in yet until it's blocked. But last time I showed it, I was where my stitch marker from Whimsy and Sassy is. So there's my, it says knit happens. So I did starts down here, the increases, and I was here, and then I finished the rest. So so I will just put it on to show you what it looks like. I used to, yes, wear it like this. I was wondering how I was going to wear it, and this was how I decided. And I put little knots on each side, just like I did for the shawl from Genbug Handmade, because I like that. I like the little knots here. To me, it looks more finished than it would just the end. And there we go. You could also like just hide the ends if you don't want. You can, there's so many ways to wear a shawl. So this is the shawl. Oh my gosh. I would almost call it a scarf-like item. Oh, and this is the first thing I ever made with my hand-dyed yarn. This is the first thing I ever made with it. So maybe I'll insert a photo here of what the yarn looked like before I started the shawl. So this was a test knit, so it's not out yet. It's by, let me check my notes here. Vitalina Craft, and it's called the Whistler Shawl. So I used 3.5 millimeter Chow needle set, 16 inch, and it's not out yet. I tested it. It's not due till the middle of, I think, the 20th of June, so it'll probably be at least the end of June before it's out. You can find her on, I know she's on Etsy. I'm not sure about Ravelry, or not Etsy. I know she's on Instagram. I'm not sure about Ravelry. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I love the little lace detail. It was a fun knit. It was my first thing I've ever test knit. I've never test knitted anything. I've test crocheted a lot, but I've never test knit anything, so I'm so excited with this. And the yarn was 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. Yeah, and I used acid dyes to dye in the colors. Like there was a red, brown, yellow, and a gray. So it was pretty fun to make. So that's my knitted items. The next two things are the same designer, Crochet at Terry's. And the first one I'm doing is actually just a front crochet along she's having in her, I think it's in her group on Facebook. And this one is called Cute Puppy. Look at his little tail there. So last podcast I had him done up till just past the tail, and so I just had the legs and up past here. You heard me tell you how easy these patterns were. She makes it so easy to follow along and makes it so that you don't have much sewing, and that's my favorite part. Well, probably my favorite part is how they look, but it's a great, her patterns are amazing. I can't rave about her enough. I use Vanna's Choice in Gray Marble. It's a heathered yarn. Probably could see the heather, hopefully. I'm not sure with the light. It's so bright out. Oh, that I was hoping it was that cloudy like it was earlier. I also used a 4mm hook for this because I used the number 4 weight yarn, and I believe her patterns, most of them are DK weight yarn, and I usually just up the size and get a larger toy than what she would. Okay, so that's Cute Puppies by Crochet at Terry's. The next one is from her as well. This I test crocheted, and it is called, well, I'm not sure when the pattern will be out. I believe it should be the end of June. So don't go asking for it earlier because this isn't even out. So just keep watching, okay? So this should be out by the end of June. And it's supposed to be a Midwives Doll. And I did make the apron with it. It comes with an apron and a crosses and stuff to show that it's like a nursing doll. But instead I just decided to make it like a mom with her newborn baby instead. So here she is. There's her baby in her arms. And her ponytail. I made her with a ponytail and just some short hairs at the front. The pattern, I changed the pattern for the hair. Her hair actually is long, and then she has long hair on it in a ponytail at the back, and it looks beautiful. Just I decided to make the hair look like somebody I know because I might give this to that person. So isn't like, it just reminded me a new mom with her new baby. There's the baby's hair. Yeah, her patterns are so fun to make. She like involves things on her patterns that just the little details, like the little nose. There's ears, there's knees. Like, I don't know if you'll see the kneecaps. This one I have off a stitch, so it's kind of over a little bit. It should be beep if I turn it there. Yeah, but such a cute pattern. And I used my hand-dyed cotton that I made and a 4mm hook. Hers, she used DK weight, of course. Like I said, she likes using DK weight. Must be more DK weights over in the UK than there is probably worsted weight. So I just got a bigger doll out of it. So I used a 4mm crochet hook. So there she is. This one, like I said, it's not out yet, so I'm not going to say the name. I don't even know if we knew the name of the doll. So it's Crochet at Carrie's. Keep an eye out for that. The next finished project, I have 3 more, is I made a towel topper for the towel that Brianna had sent me for my birthday. So the towel is the Yarnologist. See? So I made a towel topper for it. So this goes, okay, this part here, it's a ring, and I'll show you here. Take the towel out. The ring, it is, I buy at the dollar store or at the secondhand store. I'll buy like metal bracelets or plastic bracelets, things that are hard and round and have a larger circumference in here. And then I crochet around that, and then I make the towel topper, and put a button. Pretty easy. I made the pattern up myself. I didn't follow. I've made these for years for my craft shows, and they sold, I sold them for like $3 a piece, and I couldn't keep them in stock. I just put a towel on them to show for the display. I displayed these on a bar that went across, so that had so many on the bars to show people what they all look like and all the different buttons on them. So they were quite fun to make. You could whip these up in like half an hour. That includes like darning in all the ends and everything. So I love these. Great teacher gifts, great stocking stuffers, bus driver gifts, thank you gifts, whatever. It's a great, quick, fun project. I use cotton yarn for that, of course. Anything I do for the kitchen, I try to use cotton yarn. So the next thing I made a bunch. I have a friend who ordered for her grandchildren. She has 4 grandsons and 2 granddaughters, I guess. I lost count. And so she ordered, I don't know if you know where the Mr. Freezy is, or frozen icicle in the plastic. Maybe I'll pop a picture in here of the Freezy. So she wanted the holders. So I made a bunch of these holders that you slide it in. I'm sorry, we're keto here, so we don't have any of them to show you what it looks like in, but it has a solid bottom, and then you just crochet around and around and around until you get to the top, and then you get this. So I made her, she said just use some scraps, and yeah, so I made 6 of those, and they're all identical. The next 2, so she ordered 12. So she ordered some for the large ones. So these are for the larger ones. And she ordered some for the smaller ones. But I could not figure out or find online the dimensions. So I don't know the size they are, the width, the height. I couldn't find any information whatsoever. So I figured out I'm going to just do a tube. So what I did was I did a tube, and instead of closing in the bottom, I left the bottom open. So it's open at both ends. So you slide the, do I have a pen? Yes. So you slide the Freezy inside, so it comes out the bottom. And so when you, as they eat it, you could slide this up to push the Freezy up. So I thought that was a neat idea. So this one I did around and around, okay? Just like the other ones, it just doesn't have a bottom. Then I come up with a pattern to make a flat square, or rectangle if you will. So it was crocheted this way, and then I just joined it together to make the tube. So it's the same way. I find this one more pleasant to the eye. So if I was gifting, I would make them this way. I like the look of them, but this way's good too. It does the purpose. So I made the one this way for her and 5 the other way. Now these will fit the large ones or the small ones, so it doesn't matter that they're larger than what the small will be. And I'm also gifting them to her, so I'm not charging her for them. I'm just gonna get, my son lives just across the street from them, so I'm just going to give them to him tonight and tell him to drop them in their mailbox, of course in an envelope or a bag so they don't get dirty. And then she'll probably text me and give me crap for not making her pay for them. Yeah, so her grandkids will be set up. And I don't have grandkids to gift anything to right now, so I can spoil her grandkids, right? So these are all made with cotton, Handicrafter cotton, just kind of in my scrappy colors that I had left. I used a 5mm crochet hook, and it's my own pattern. So next one I have, I was talking to my mom yesterday. She has in her living room in the winter months, she has an area carpet, but in the summer she takes it downstairs and she just has her, like, her hardwood flooring upstairs. So but she has like an end table, tray table kind of thing. It's like a folding table that she uses with her laptop on it, that swings around and it goes in front of her when she's playing her games online. So she'll have it in front of her, then she'll move the whole table to beside her chair when she's not using it, and then bring it back. So it's constantly scratching her floor, I guess. She has to literally pick it up to move it, or it scratches all her floor. So she asked me to make some like leg cozies. So I'm like, oh, I can do that. And then I told her, I said, well, I'll have to come over and measure around to see how round the leg is. Then when I got off the phone with her, I got thinking I had that same tray table. So what I did is I took my tape measure and I measured around where the legs go at the widest part, and then I measured, because there's a bar, so it has like an end which is wider, and then there's a bar, and it has 2 ends. So there's 4 total ends, but one end is shorter, the other end is longer, and I wanted the whole metal to be covered. So what I did was not just measure around, I measured how long I need the covers as well to slip on. They're kind of in the shape of like condoms. That's what basically, it's a protection thing, so it's just like condoms. So how, this is my own pattern, and I've did so many different patterns like this, like for chair legs, that I now know how to adjust it. So what I basically do, guys, is if you're looking for something like this, first I'll show you. So she's got two that are 3.5 inches around. So I found an item that I measured that measures the same circumference around as her chair leg at the widest part. So usually it's a pill bottle that works for me because I have so many different sizes. So this is 3.5 inches around, which her chair leg is. So as long as it could fit over this, I know it's the right. So I'll show you here. I'll put it on the, it's got to be a little bit tight for it to work. Okay, so I'll show it to you. So it fits on this. I don't want to stretch it too much because I want, in case hers is a little bit smaller, but it's going to fit. I've tried it on mine. And as long as it fits around like this. And yeah, so I got the two that are the shorter. They're 3.5 inches around by 4.5 inches long. And then I have two that are 3.5 inches around, but 8.5 inches long. So they'll go over the whole bar. So the bar, when she slides it, the whole bar is going to be covered, and there's no chance in her scraping the floor. So here's the set of 4. She doesn't even know they're coming because she figures that I have to measure yet. So she's going to be super excited. So my mom watches, so Mom, I hope they are working for you, and I'm so glad that I got to surprise you because I'm sure you were surprised that you got them. So this won't go up before I gift them to her. I'll be dropping off her groceries tonight, so I will be gifting her these tonight so we could get them on. So I will put them on there for her and she'll be able to enjoy them. They're totally washable too, so as I was going to explain to you, in order to make these and play around with it, what you basically start with is a magic loop. And if you don't know how to make a magic loop, you could also do like a chain 3 or 4 and then do all your increases in the last chain or in the first chain in that case. So you would like chain 4, then single crochet in the last chain from the hook, and you would single crochet in there 4, 6, 8 times, whatever your circumference is. The larger, the more you do. So for these, to get the 3.5, I used a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. I started with 4 single crochets in my magic ring. I pulled it tight. When I do a magic ring for things like this where you're not going to see the other side, I knot that magic ring. Once I pull it tight, I knot it. And then I just snip it. It's fine. It's not going anywhere. I've made hundreds of things this way and it never comes unraveled. Then I increase 2 on every stitch around. So then we end up with 8. And then I measured it. When you're doing something that you need a certain circumference around, what you do is you'll have a flat circle, and if you want to know if it's the right size, you take the measurement and you multiply it by 3.13, and that's what you're going to get if you were to stop the increases right there. So I did the 2 in each stitch around and I measured it, and I knew it was going to only be, by the math, it was only going to be like 3 inches. So I knew it wasn't around enough. So I had to do another round of increases. So I did single crochet, then I did an increase in the next and did that around. So I ended up with 12 stitches around. Then I measured that circle, and then I had 3.5 something. So I knew it was going to be 3.5 inches once I stopped. So then the rest of the rows, I just keep single crocheting, And then at the top, you'll probably see at the top there, see the holes? I do those holes at the top because eventually sometimes these things get loose and maybe they work their way off. I didn't make them for her yet, but if Mom, if these get loose on you, let me know. What I do is I crochet a very long chain, not very, very long, but long enough to go weave in and out of this. And then I put it on where it goes. And then I tie a knot or a bow or whatever on it so it stays in place. So Mom, if you ever need this to be tighter, let me know and I'll make you 4 of those and I'll go put them on for you so they stay in place. It's kind of cool how the 2 of them, the one side patterned like this, and then the opposite side was the white. I had the same with the long one. The one side was the pattern, then the white. And then the other 2 were the opposite. They're just are they? Yeah, they're not as close, but they are still patterned. This one kind of turns. It has part white on the top, part the blue, part white, part blue, but I'm sure she's not going to be picky. Hope you love these, Mom. I know you will. I know you will. So that's it for my finished objects. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished objects, but even more if you include, well, this is a whip, but it's not. This is a whip. I should have mentioned this earlier, but it's not a whip because I haven't worked on it since last podcast. The reason I haven't worked on it since last podcast is because Monday we are having, is it Monday? Monday the 14th of June at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 1 p.m. CST or Central. So I don't know if it's Standard Time or what the other initial is. 12 p.m. Mountain Time or 11 a.m. Pacific Time. And then I believe it's Norway, it's like 8 p.m. So it's a great time for so many people. So we're going to be live, myself, Chatelaine Makes, so that's Lorraine, and Gina over at Knitting Turnpike. We're going to be live and we're going to be talking. So I want everybody's input. So think of ideas for me. I want input on my neckline. So like colors, what I'm going to do, if I'm going to add some beads to it, if I'm going to just leave it plain. Mostly about coloring. So this is a really, really bright yellow. It has some really light yellow patches. And then it also has like a turquoise blue and a really nice red in there. I know it probably looks orange on camera, but it's a really pretty red. So think of ideas of what color. Like if you can't join us on the live, you can watch it after the fact and give me ideas or put ideas down below. I would appreciate all of it. Really, really would. So come, I love conversing back and forth on that live. It gives me such joy. So that live, you have to go to just go to Knitting Turnpike, her YouTube channel, and then it's already set up there. You just have to click get notified for it. It's already set up for you to, I think it is. Don't quote me on that. At least 30 minutes before that time, click get notified so you do not forget. YouTube will let you know that we're coming on, and then click join and come along with us. It would be great. The week after that, on the 21st, the Monday, the 21st, I will be on my channel right here live. My only live that I'm doing so far. But for this collaboration, it's the only one I'm doing on my channel. The other ladies wanted me to do another one, but I just told them, oh, it's fine, you do it on yours. I was kind of leery on how to do the StreamYard thing, but I'm going to learn. So yeah, that's that's going to happen on Monday. So then I can work on that. Make sure I didn't forget anything here. Nothing so far. So, like I said, there's no whips. That's my only whip. I haven't worked on it. I have other whips. You haven't seen them because I have not worked on them. Just want to point out how quiet my bird is now. I covered her up. Such a bad bird, mommy. She needed a nap anyway. She's been tweeting and tweeting and tweeting, and every time I speak or she hears a notification bell or whatever, she squawks and queets and flies around her cage, so she needed a little nap anyway. Which way should I do this? Let's do future cast on. I've talked about this before that I'm doing this. I am doing The Vertices Unite by Stephen West. I don't find this does any justice, this picture, honestly. I love his bright colors and bold colors, and this is kind of more toned down and more neutral, but I guess that's what a lot of people do like. I'm kind of funky, and I like funky colors and bright colors. But yeah, so last weekend I decided to dye up yarn. I'll show that in a minute. But I dyed up yarn that I wanted in this shawl so that I could do this shawl, because I went to get the colors that I wanted before I dyed, and I was like, there's not enough of the yarn that I want for my Vertices Unite, so I need to do some colors. So I'm doing this as a knit along with the Fiber Hustle, Chip and Aaron. Aaron is the knitter crocheter, but he's having a knit along for the Vertices Unite. And Aaron is having if you're a sewer, he's having a stitch along, sew along, something like that. And they have a pattern that they're quilting. So we're all doing that for the summer. And then this ends on this started June 1st and ends on August 8th or 9th, I believe, because it's Chip's birthday, and Aaron's making his for Chip. So he wants to be done it so he can get it off the needles and gift it to his partner. So I'm so excited to start. I could have started earlier, but like I said, my yarn wasn't dyed. But mostly because I was finishing up the test crochet shawl. Or no, the test knit shawl that I did. I needed that first. So I really try with priorities. So now I'm not going to do any more testing. Unless it's Crochet at Terry's, because I can whip out hers no problem. They're all like little doll stuffies, and I like to switch. So this would be something I'm knitting on, and then I sometimes like to take a break and crochet something, which this I have as well, but it's not going to take me very long. And I also have till the end of July for this. So, but if Terry gets me to crochet, I'll probably do some crochet. And also, you can also double dip if you're doing this knit along, because the guys over at Needles at the Ready, Kevin and Ray, are having a Let's Hear It for the Boys cow. And what it is, I don't know if you could crochet, but I know you could knit things. And as long as you get a point for if it's a knitted or crocheted by the fiber is dyed by a male. If the pattern is by a male, pattern dyer, yeah, I guess those are the two things. So yeah, so they're having Let's Hear It for the Boys. So yeah, just little information. That's done. I think I'm leaving the yarn till the very last, the dyed yarn, because I want to show it to you. But I wanted to show you, firstly, I talked about this a few episodes ago about organizing my patterns, and I finally got around to doing that. Actually, I had this done for last week. Last week's episode was like an hour and 40 minutes. I apologize, guys. That's why I'm doing this one, and it's only been a week. Because if I wait 2 weeks, I have so much done, because I do so much, that it's too long. And then I'm rushed, and I don't get to talk about every little detail about things. So I would much rather do it weekly and have an hour-and-a-half podcast and be able to tell you everything you need to know about those patterns. I don't like to skimp out on information. So I like to talk about the needles and the yarn and the pattern and the designer and everything. Like things I had happen along the way, things I might change, like everything. I like to talk about it all. So if I do it every 2 weeks, I'm rushed too much. And then I feel rushy and then I get like have anxiety by the, and then when I go within the process of editing, I end up sitting there and cutting out so much vital information that I find that I wanted to tell you, but I had to cut it out because of timing. I know you could sit there and take breaks and YouTube will remember where you were, but I don't want to tie up people's lives that much. So I figure I'm going to try my best to do it weekly. And if you don't see me for 1 week, it's because I probably haven't did too much. And if I haven't did too much, it probably means that I might be doing more. In the summertime, I do a lot of organizing in the house and things because I have the air on and it's cooler, and I like to do like spring cleaning in the summer instead. So I call it summer cleaning. But here is my one binder. It's already full with just the stuff that I have printed out. So I have them in order, but I don't have tabs. So like I have sweaters first, and then I have toys, crocheted or knitted toys. Then I have shawls next, and then I have more shawls, more shawls. I have it in somewhat of an order, but what I have is just in plastic, and I don't have each page in the plastic. I just put in the whole pattern, like this is like 12 pages of a pattern, and I just slip it into that thing. So that when it's time that I'm going to knit up or crochet this, I would take this whole thing out of here and I would use it. And then I would put it back in my binder so I know where my pattern is afterwards. So, and I could leave it in the plastic, like take it out, switch it to the page that I'm on so that if I spill anything on it, it's still in the plastic. So that was a big project that I had because my patterns were everywhere. They were in bags. They were like, as I printed them off, and then I would clean up out here, I would bring them in my yarn room and just toss them in baskets and bags, and they were everywhere. The next thing I have is a item I have told you about. I won the Treat Yourself. Yeah, it was the Treat Yourself by the Cherry Pie Cottage podcast. On their Facebook group, they did a draw. So here's what I won. Sorry about the crinkling. Here's their tag, Cherry Pie Cottage. And they have, her name's Jenny. She dyes yarn and she also sews her own bags. And she's also got a machine now that she could do t-shirts and things like that. So she sent me a sticker though on the machine that can make stickers. It says, "Be a flamingo in a flock of pigeons." So I'm thinking of putting this on my binder so I have it always. So thank you, Jenny and Jared, for this. It came all the way from Texas, and I've never ever ordered from this yarn company before, but I'm sure hopefully I can order again, or not again, order for the first time. This was a gift. So it's from Desert Vista Dye Works. I'm sure everybody's heard about their self-striping yarn and their zombie line. Oh my gosh, beautiful, beautiful yarns. This is called Somebody Needs a Cocktail. Look at the beautiful colors. Feel-o-vision. It is 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. It has a whopping 462 yards in this hank. I could get 2 pairs of socks out of this. I was thinking either socks or doing the Musselburgh hat, but I'm not sure. If anybody's made the Musselburgh hat out of Desert Vista Dye Works striping socks yarn, or if they've made it out of any self-striping yarn, let me now know down below if they actually stripe, or if maybe the stripes aren't long enough to do 1 or 2 rounds. I'm not sure. I know for a sock it's for about 3 or 4 rows maybe per color, but I'd love to know if you've used self-striping yarn from Desert Vista Dye Works in a Musselburgh hat, how it works up, because I think I would just love this and be proud to wear it and just tell everybody and brag about Cherry Pie Cottage and their amazing yarns and giveaways and things like that. So highly recommend going to check out Cherry Pie Cottage. Let them know Barb sent you from Knottyyarnies. I'd appreciate that. Tell them, please. I'd appreciate at least a handful of you going to say Cherry Pie Cottage, the podcast, under their latest video and subscribe to them and just say Barb from Knottyyarnies sent me here. I seen her gorgeous yarn that she won, and I'd love it if you took a second to do that, please. And thank you so much. And thank you, Jenny and Jared. I treasure this so much. Gorgeous. And thank you for the sticker and yeah, and everything. I appreciate that greatly. So I can't wait to use this. So I didn't want to wind it up or skein it up. I wanted to show you guys what it looked like before I did any of those things. So exciting news. Remember I told you at the top of the episode that I made the rainbow hat, and I made it for a purpose that I would tell you about later. Well, I got into Pride Bingo for the 19th. Is it the 19th? I think it's the 18th. No, it's the 19th of June for Fiber Hustle Bingo. So I'm going to wear this for Fiber Hustle Bingo. I can't wait. I so love it. This is like my 3rd time going to play. I enjoy meeting other people, other fiber people, and being in the same room and being able to actually talk back and forth with them. It's such a fun evening. It's not evening for them when they're recording because they're on Pacific Standard Time or Pacific Time, whatever it's standard or whatever it is. But I can't wait. I'm so excited when I got my camera cut off on me when I was in the middle of being excited. So it's probably not going to splice very well. I apologize. But when I got the email to say that I was in for the bingo, I screamed out loud, literally, like literally. Every time I'm fangirling when they tell me I'm in for the bingo. So I can't wait to wear my hat, to show it off. It's always such a fun time. Always such a fun time. Cannot wait. Chip and Aaron cannot wait. And everybody else who's involved in it. If you're going to be there, let me know down below if you're going to be there. They usually have 2 sessions, so I'm not sure which session you're going to be at. But if you're going to be at the 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 2 p.m. Pacific, let me know. I'd love to know if you're going to be there. My dyed yarns. I had a friend of mine. Hi, Michaela, if you're watching. She came to purchase 1 hank of my hand-dyed yarn last week, and when she got here she wanted a second, and I think I mentioned it last week, so I quickly caked up a second one for her because she doesn't have a ball winder or a Swift. So these are all up for grabs, Michaela, if you want any, or anyone else who watches. I know Carrie had mentioned that she would like some yarn, so let me know which ones you like, and if I haven't used them already, I will can send them out to you, or if I'm using them, if you hear me mention that I'm using it for my Vertices Unite, that's totally fine. I can make more because I know how I made each and every one of these. that I have caked up is actually 100% non-superwash. And I originally made this for the Fiber Hustle Bingo to make my own hat. But then I realized it probably was not going to be in your face enough, for one, and for two, it wasn't going to stripe the way I wanted, because here it is. It's not going to stripe up. What it's going to do, it might stripe up if you're having something that's smaller circumference around, because it's hand dyed, and they're hand dyed with 6 inches of each color all the way around. So I'm not sure what you call that. Probably variegated. So it's probably going to come out as a variegated, and it probably will pool depending on what you use it for. But this is a rainbow. It has yellow. Here's the yellow. Then it has orange. And then of course on the places where, let's see, that you get some yellow and the orange mixed. Then it goes from the orange to the green. Then it goes from the green, and you could see that it melded in a little bit with the blue. Then it goes to the red, and then purple. And I made the purple section a little bit more larger, because if you know the rainbow, before the purple, the deep purple comes, is like almost an indigo-ish color. So that's represented by the lighter shade of purpley blue in the middle. So I really, so there's 3. I did the orange, the yellow, and the red, more solid with, and the red has a little bit of speckles. But I did the green, and the blue, and the purple are all just speckled. So I mixed it all up. But yeah, I started using a yarn like this for the hat, and it turned out variegated and looks really, really kind of poolish. Like it really pooled. So, but I love it. It's beautiful, beautiful yarn. And you could felt that yarn as well. So I'm not using that in my shawl. So, okay. I'm not showing all my yarns that I've hand dyed that are available. So if you want to know all of them that are available, oh, maybe here. Here's my other 3 that are 100% non-superwash, so that you know what's available. So these 3. There's that one. This purple with speckles, and this tonal purple. Okay, now the next ones, I will do the first. I'll do first the 2 that I am using for my, or the 3 that I'm using for my shawl. So the first one is this guy. It has some gray tones, and it has some turquoise and purple speckles in it. And I did that because I want my shawl to be a multitude of different purples in it, because purple's my favorite color. So, and I like gray with purple. I actually love gray with purple. So insert photo of it caked up. The next one I'm doing, on the shawl, he suggests, if you see the yellow part here, he suggests here to have something that really pops, that's different from the rest of your shawl colors, so that it stands out. Okay, so the purple that I just showed you with all the speckles, oh no, I'll tell you about that, where that's going next. So the next section, the first section, number 1, is A, and that he tells you, it's a striped section. He tells you to use your most favorite yarn. So this is my most favorite that I dyed. It's pink, purple, and turquoise. And it's like variegated. It's not in chunks like I said I did the last one. This one's like just random spots of the colors. So this is going to be in A, section A, striped with, oh, give me a second here, guys. I'm sorry. Striped with, this wool-like purple, so that this stands out more. Okay, and then my next section is also a striped section, and he said, Stephen West, for this section here is section C. It is striped, and he says to use your second favorite colorway, or yeah, second favorite colorway. So I chose this one, which is, oh my gosh, it's so good. It is speckles and it's tonal, and I just absolutely love it. Sorry guys, so there's a border. I guess that's what I was intending for this, because I figured this would pull in the teals, the purples, the gray, all of it. So here is yeah, so there's gray in there, and there's teal, and there's purples and pinks. So this will be my entire border. Now I could change my mind as I'm working it. I have no idea. So I just love speckles, and anxious to do something. This yarn is so soft. Okay. So the others I showed you were all superwash and nylon, except for the woolly wool and that bamboo. That bamboo was the only one I had that was bamboo. So I have another skein left of the one I had you seen for my shawl. I have one more that I dyed the exact same way. Pink, purples, and blues. It's 80% superwash, 20% nylon. So that one's available. I also have this guy available. Same idea. This is the 80% superwash, 20% nylon. And it's teal and purple and tonal. No speckles this time, just a very tonal. And then this, oh, this is the one I'm using. Okay, yeah, that's the speckled one for my border. Okay, so yeah, so that's all of those. Now, so I think that is it. And I know you're probably thinking, thank goodness this was long enough. Like I said, I had so many FOs this week, and I wanted to be able to talk to you about everything and really extend the knowledge and let you know everything I can about each and every single thing. So I'll try to I'll probably cut out little bits and pieces along the way, what wasn't necessary that I mentioned, maybe things like that. But okay guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you got something out of it. Hope you maybe even learned something. Any questions for me, ask them down below. You could find me at all the places. So Knottyyarnies, Instagram, Knottyyarnies, Facebook. There's a Knottyyarnies Facebook group. You can find me at Knottyyarnies, Knottyyarniesgmail.com. It's Knottyyarniesgmail.com, but I seen an episode of My Girl, and he says Gmail, so I'm going to use that. Knottyyarniesgmail.com. I love that. And yeah, and hope to see you Monday on our live at the Knitting Turnpike, or Knitting Turnpike on YouTube. I can't wait for that. And if you missed the live, watch it again. You could watch it and get all the information. We seem to give out quite a bit of information out over there. So I hope you have a great weekend. I hope if you're in Ontario that you are as excited as I am that we're in stage 1 and can actually get out and do something a little bit. I know there's going to be lineups because it's only like 15% capacity for essentials. That's it, everybody. I hope you enjoy. I'm repeating myself. What's with that? If you're new here, welcome. And I hope you click like, consider subscribing. And yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and we'll see you next week, because I plan to do another one. Even though I'm doing the live, I plan to do another one of these next week. So until next time, everyone, stay safe, I said all that. Keep on being naughty. You got it.